Hello, my name is Marcello, and today I'm going to show you how to get started with Cloudflare Workers status page. In my opinion, this is the best open source status page solution that's out there. The reason being is that typically you want your status page to automatically generate, and some of the products that are out there, like Atlassian's status page, you manually have to fill in. And then the other issues that I've seen with other services is that they're either hosted on Azure, AWS, Linode, or they're Docker containers, or there's something that you host yourself. So what that means is that if you do your installation on the same platform as you're hosting your main services with, if it goes down, so does your status page and the checking operations. So what I really like about this solution is that it's hosted with Cloudflare. Most likely 90% of your service isn't going to be hosted with Cloudflare, and so you're trusting a third party, and it can be configured where it's completely free to have a status page as compared to some of the more premium options that cost a few $100s. So with that, today I'm going to show you how to get started. So first things first, you're going to open GitHub and find cf-workers status page. It should look like this. Here is the example. It's going to give you a little bit of background, single click deploy. In my experience, that hasn't worked. And giving you a whole bunch of information on how to configure it, how to integrate it with Telegram, Slack, Discord, how to configure it so that way it works in the free tier. So all around, great solution. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to download a zip file of the code. I'm going to open that. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal this folder in Explorer. And I'm just going to copy in all of the files. Go ahead and close out of that. Alright, so now we have everything that we need to get started. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the funding YAML file. I'm going to come in here and to the deploy YAML file. Just look through it, everything's already set up for us. I'm going to remove the repository dispatch because I just want this to only publish when I push to main. Otherwise, it would push once a month on the first of every month at midnight and basically just redeploy your site. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And now what I would like to do is go into wrangler.toml. And so that way I can stay within the free tier of Cloudflare Workers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this first asterisk to \2. Now what that's going to do is configure the cron job to run every 2 minutes instead of every minute. This should keep me under the free tier of Cloudflare Workers. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into config.yaml, and this is going to let us change things like what our logo is, what the URL is for our status page, the title of our status page, and what we're monitoring. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the title to Marcello status page, except for I'm not going to use a single quote. I'm going to leave the logo as is. I'm going to change the days in histogram to 30. This is also collect response times. I'm going to leave it enabled, which will tell us how long it took our individual services to respond. And then now we'll jump down into the configuration. So here we're going to give everything a unique ID. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it is set up. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is clear out this first page, or this first monitor that we're going to have set up. And now I'm going to configure some websites. So in this case, it's set up to Cloudflare. I'm going to set this up to Google. So I'm going to fill in the name with anything, and then I'm going to set up the description. It can be longer if you would like it, or it can explain what the service does. And then I'm going to change the URL to be google.com. Now, let's say that we're expecting a redirect. For example, our website redirects HTTPS to www. What we can do is we can say follow redirect, and we can set that to true. So let's go ahead and add another one. In VS Code, I'm just going to select what I want to copy, Alt-Shift, hit the down arrow, and now we can add in another service. So I'm going to go ahead and add in Bing. And for this, I'm going to set the follow redirect to false. And then I can add in as many or as few as I want. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then back in GitHub, I'm going to go ahead and open up my repo. So inside my repo, I'm going to go into Settings, Secrets, and then I'm going to create a new repository secret. Now, if we look here at the docs, we need to add in CF API token and CF account ID. So I'm going to add in the API token, and then in a new window, I'm going to go to dash.cloudflare.com. So now that I'm in my account, I'm going to click on my profile at the top. I'm going to then select my profile, go into API tokens, create new API token, and then I'm going to just use the edit Cloudflare Workers template. I'm going to give it access to my entire account. I'm going to allow it to work on all zones, and then I am, just so that way this key expires, I'm going to set it to expire a day from now. And then I'm going to copy that token, or that API key. I'm going to paste it into GitHub Actions. I'm going to click Add. Then I'm going to create a new API secret. This one is going to be CF account ID. I'm going to go back to my dashboard in Cloudflare, go into Workers, and then I'm going to click Copy Account ID. I'm going to add in the secret, and now my ID and token has been added as secrets into GitHub. Now we have a couple more options that we could configure. If we wanted to add in Slack or Discord webhooks, we could. We'll just add those in as repository secrets. For now, I'm going to just show you how to run the deploy, and then once we're done with that, I'll come back and demonstrate how to add in a Discord webhook. Alright, so we're going to switch back over to our repo that we've created. We don't need to change anything else. So now I'm just going to create a commit called initial, and I'm going to make sure that I have everything saved. So now that I've created my initial commit, I'm going to go ahead and publish my changes. And then we'll just monitor GitHub here and refresh, and now we can see that everything has been created. So I'll see that I made a mistake. I was expecting the branch name to be main, not master. I've updated it to master. Going ahead and doing another commit. I'm going to publish my changes, and then here if we go into actions, we can see that our deploy is going to begin. So we're just going to watch the output here for a minute. And now we can see that our deploy has successfully gone through. We can just ignore this error. It happens all the time, not too worried about it. So now if we go back to Cloudflare and reload our workers page, we can see that we have a link. I'm just going to go ahead and click the open button. And so for now, it's going to say not all systems are operational. In 2 minutes, it will make its first request and we'll see it update. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just double check our status page, see if anything's happened. And we can see that we checked 28 seconds ago, and as of now, one of our services is not up. Bing is not running. So if we want to have a Discord integration, we're going to go ahead and open up Discord. Here I have a blank server set up. I'm going to go into the server settings, go to integrations, create a webhook, and then I'm going to copy the webhook URL. I can also configure what channel I want it to publish to. However, for now, I'm just going to have it go to general since I don't have any other channels set up in this Discord server. We can give it a name, but for now, I'm going to leave it as SpideyBot. Alright, so we can go ahead and close out of Discord. We're going to jump back to GitHub. We're going to go into our repository settings, go into secrets. I'm going to add in a new repository secret, which is going to be the URL that we just copied from GitHub. And then I'm going to copy the secret name from the README, which is secret Discord webhook URL. I'm going to go ahead and add in that secret. Now what I'm going to do is just run back over here, and I can either make a change to the repository and publish my change. So let's say that I want to change my configuration, and instead of having it go to this URL, have it go to our status page URL. So I'm going to go ahead, paste that in, save my settings, commit my change, publish it, jump back over to GitHub, and wait for our action to complete again. So now that we've added Discord integration, we now automatically get a notice saying that our status page is up. Now let's say on your status page, you don't want them to be able to click one of these links. Let's say that you have your website and then your backend listed, but you want to just show the status of your backend, but you don't want to allow them to see the URL. Right now, I have a pull request out to solve this issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in linkable, and then we're going to set that value to false. So I'm going to go ahead and save my configuration, and then I'm just going to go ahead and commit this change. Run back over to GitHub and open up our deploy and just wait for that to finish. Alright, so now that everything has been deployed, I cannot click on Google homepage, but I can click on Bing homepage and it'll take me to the respective website. One quick note, so if you ever run into issues with something not deploying or some of your settings not changing, the easiest thing that you can do is just delete your worker. So go into settings, delete, then go into your key value and just delete both of your key values. And then when you go back to GitHub or push again, or if you just rerun your GitHub action, it will create everything from scratch, and it will work. It's guaranteed to work after that. Alright, so that's how to get started with Cloudflare Workers status page. It's one of the best projects out there, in my opinion. If you like this video, please drop a like. If you want to see more developer content, please subscribe. Also, please consider donating on Ko-Fi, link in the description below. All right, thank you very much.